What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Mic check 1, 2. Sports Talk Network presents the OG Night Hub. I am the Mickey freaking legend. The master of the ceremony, Christ the legend. What's happening? Hey, what's going on, world? Kicking off 2026. Hopefully 25 was good and lit for you. Now we're in going on to a whole nother year, gonna do something different. Yeah, the OG Night Hub coming to you right here, 2026. BBO, this is where STN gets real nasty, bro. This is where STN can come and be unprofessional, but professional. You know what I mean? This night show is gonna be a very critical show on any topic that we talk about. I think when you come here for the Night Hub, what you can't say in the day, you can whisper it at night. So it's just a little test. A great show, by the way, STN putting in that work. But one thing I do want to talk about on this first episode of OG Night Hub is Clarissa Shields. Listen, because y'all spoke on that. And listen, the young lady, with everything that she's accomplished in the sport of boxing, and she's always reaching out and letting us know what she done, and we better put some respect on her name. She's starting to act unprofessional, in my honest opinion. What's up, Fizzle? Yeah, the Night Hub, we get real nasty here. Come and get your feelings hurt for a small free. But Clarissa Shields right now, she's looking very unprofessional. No one is talking about the fight that she has coming up next month, to a point where some people think it ain't going to happen, just somewhere something's going to get called off. But I don't want to say that. But this is supposed to be the GOAT, the face of women boxing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, she's representing it in a ratchet way. Now she look like she's conducting herself like baddies, or that type of stuff. Baddies, that nonsense. No one is talking about what she has going on in the sport of boxing, because they caught up in what she's doing outside the ring with tattoos. That little triangle with Remy Ma, is he going to leave her, this, that, and the other? She just worrying about the wrong damn things. Oh, y'all going to that fight, BBO? That's what's up. That's what's up. But I don't like it. Women boxing should not be carrying themselves in such a manner. And I think at some point it's going to bite her in the ass. Okay, it's going to bite her in the ass. That little contract that she signed, if y'all looked up the contract, I don't know what the hell that was, but it's not looking good for it. You know what I mean? It's not looking good for Clarissa Shields. And this is the reason why they starting to look otherwise for someone to be the face of women boxing. This is part of the reason why the Bomb Gardner, and you ask a lot of boxing fans, who should be the face of women boxing outside of, hey man, they say Bum Gardner. Look how she represents the sport. She's very stylish. She keep herself well fit. She ain't getting into the bull crap. She's not running around mixed up in love triangles and starting beefs. Now Clarissa Shields then got 50 Cent attention. Now what does 50 Cent has to do or saying something about Clarissa Shields? Because she didn't came out and said something. So if you don't know already, buckle your seatbelt, because now that 50 Cent is on Clarissa Shields behind, you know how 50 Cent plays, and this is not good. She's bringing all this, reality TV type of shit energy to women's boxing. And that's not what it's there for. And then she keep on going the way that she's going. Just like Brother Crossfire said, put on one of those shows, baddies and all that. She could pop those girls in the mouth. Man, you know how much different paperwork and things like that she's gonna have to do because she's a professional. So she can't just be going off popping, chicks who's not professionally fit to protect themselves. That wouldn't be good. And I don't know where the woman's career is going to go after, because it looks like she don't have anything else going on. Salute to everybody that's coming in the building. Yeah, I like that burger. Salute to you. What's going on, Greg? But yeah, I don't like it, because women are supposed to be ladylike. No matter if they step in that gladiator ring, they still supposed to conduct themselves as a lady, as a young woman. And Clarissa Shields is not being ladylike. It's not, and this not going to work for her in 2026. I'm imagining what she's going to be doing the next 6 months. Because let's be honest, what she's going to do after she fights Sean Cruz? What, Clarissa Shields is going to be on a remake tour, fighting everybody that she already fought because there's no one else for her to fight? We don't know if she's going to shrink down and weight. So what's left for this girl to do? So this is part of the reason why she's running around acting like she's other than a professional boxer. She's not acting like the two-time golden Olympic. She's not acting like that at all. She acting like a golden ghetto girl. That's what she's acting like. So you, as a boxing fan, do you want that representing boxing for the women? Be honest with yourself. And I don't care how much you say somebody look good or whatever like that. Man, it's all about their character and their personality. And she got a nasty ass demeanor. So she's not attractive to me at all. Just by her attitude, and she gets any given Sunday, she wanna, hey, I could beat this man, I could beat that man, I think I could beat Mike Tyson attitude. Women don't do that. Women is not running around talking, I think I could beat this guy, I think I could beat that guy. She's supposed to stay in a place as a woman. So how much of a representation that she's doing for women's boxing? I don't see it, because the raunchiness and the niggerish attitudes ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. And they always got the microscope, the telescope, and the magnifying glass on these Black American sisters. So for her to go out there and be acting other than what the hell she is and don't know how to conduct herself, it's not looking good for Clarissa Shields. And to be honest with you guys, I really think that she won't be boxing too much longer. Like, they're going to need to do something. She's going to have to go down the weight or just go into something else. But it's not looking good for Clarissa Shields. She's starting to put a bad taste in my mouth. And come on, let's do better with people representing the sport of boxing with better attitudes and things like that. And that goes for both sides. But I'm talking about the woman, talking about Clarissa Shields. Where's the ladiness? Where's the ladylike in the sister? I don't see it at all. I don't see it at all. Stay in a woman's place. I don't give a damn how bad you think you are with your hands. Keep that between you and the woman. Don't be stepping out, coming out your mouth, saying that you think you can beat a man, because when a man put his hands on you and beat your ass, you ain't gonna like it. So let's just go on with that. And hopefully she does something better in 2026. Instead of most of the time we talking about it, it don't have anything to do with who's her next opponent. Because like one said, more of the talk about Clarissa Shields don't have anything to do with her in the boxing ring any longer. So my whole thing is, why should we continue to be interested and support someone in the sport that, whereas right now, the sport, they ain't doing nothing in the sport. They have things outside the ring that I don't care about what they do outside the ring. People are talking about what they're doing outside the ring and what they got going on outside the ring, more so than talking about what they got going on in the ring. Also, there was a women's card this past weekend, the first card of 2026. And I must say it was lit. Shout out to the ladies first. And the damn sure was a good card. Speaking of ladies, I'm gonna keep it on the ladies right now. And I must say shout out to Amanda Serrano for putting on a good card, a good fight, and definitely a good card. A lot of showcases for a lot of Puerto Rican fighters, so that was a pretty good thing to see. Amanda Serrano, one of the best representations of women boxing in some minds and eyes. Some people say that she's the growth of this era of women's boxing, but I won't get into that right now. Who's the growth between her and Clarissa Shields? But she damn sure put on a good performance. Yeah, she needs to take it back to her. Listen, hey, Dean, is that my guy, Dean? Hey, listen, I'm glad you said that, Dean, because you know what? The less attractive looking Clarissa Shields is the one that I like the best. Yeah, once she starts, dialing up, start looking like a doll, looking like a little snack, they would say, and all that. Things change with her. Now, I mean, she's not, she didn't got too pretty, for good. I mean, and just like you said, we missed the old bald-headed, saber-tooth, Clarissa Shields. Yeah, what happened to T-Rex? Remember Clarissa Shields used to call herself T-Rex? Remember that? Oh, remember that? Once upon a time, not long ago, she was known as T-Rex. But things have changed now, and her attitude was better because she was more hungry and she was more humbled and focused. But now you know how it is, Dean. Hey man, when they go from interstate from Maine, they go from interstate to sirloin steak and all that. They don't know how to act, bro. So great point that you point out, and I'm glad I'm talking about this because that's something that we need to talk about, especially when we talk about the representation of boxing. And we would talk about it on the male side, but hey, we got to put this point out and make this point out as far as the women too, because we love the ladies. We love the ladies, but we want them to conduct themselves as ladies and as women, not as no bitches, ratchet, and all that. Ain't nobody got no time for that. You know what I mean? But yeah, she was better. Now I mean, when she was more uglier, when she was less pretty, because I don't think she's a pretty girl, helped out a little bit, help her take care of her skin better. Now I mean, she got her teeth fixed. Now she can afford, some high-end makeup, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But when she was that little hungry, little nappy-headed girl from Flint, you know what I mean? Like he said, the saber tooth. Yeah, I missed the saber tooth version of her because now she's just a little too much. She didn't turn into a goddamn Barbie now. And I don't think that works good for Clarissa Shields. And I'm gonna say this now. the old saber tooth, bald-headed, dusty looking, straight for the project looking Clarissa Shields was more so on the Ann Wolf side of things, minus the knockouts. And now that she done got the goddamn money and all that, now she's on some pretty girl version of her goddamn self. And it ain't looking good, goddamn. She done took boxing and turned it into love and boxing and hip hop and rap. Like, got too much going on. And she need to be sticking to boxing. Let's keep it boxing. But like I said, what is left for this young woman to do? She's crashing out, and I don't want it to get to the point to where now women boxing is just recruiting women, going around snatching women up, throwing them in the ring, undeveloped, untrained, and all that, just to get their head knocked off to please a crowd of people, because the sport is running short on product when it comes to women fighters. Oh man, I was going to talk about that next, BBO. That's the next thing I was going to talk about, and we could talk about that right now. So now this is the OG Night Hub. Some things we don't want to say in the day, we can say at night. You know, just to, have a little respect for the algorithm. So we can get a little too much, but we want to keep it professional because we are representing Sports Talk Network. But man, that's a bad situation. Condolences to the ones that lost their life. But I don't want to be conspiracy theory minded. But I can see why some people think there was, something behind it because of what he did to Jake Paul. I can see. I'm not saying that I totally agree, but I can see where people is coming from. Yes, it looks a little strange. It's a sad situation. Good thing that he's cool, but two lives are still lost. So how okay can we be with this situation? Why we just going to be okay because he survived? Two people died, and then come to find out that the driver was a fugazi driver, didn't have a license, and all these sorts of things. You have to be careful of what you do, no matter how much money, how much fame, and anything that you do have and possess. You still have to be careful and have to go by the laws of some things. You can't go against the grain, but it's a very sad situation. Now, how is that going to play on his mental? I don't know yet. I don't know. It could take a toll on him, or you know what? It could make AJ stronger. AJ may handle this in a certain way that we don't expect him to, and it may be good for him. You know what I mean? Sometimes a bad situation, sometimes it's good for one's motivation. It sounds strange, but that's the way that it happens. So I don't know, but I'm wishing the best of luck. Hopefully, it's not messing with his mental too much. I have nothing personal against AJ, but it's a bad situation, man. And it's boxing, and things can happen, and can't have guys driving fast like that. Like there's no chill to it, and the way the roads are over there, it's a bad situation, BBO. Very bad situation. But I'm glad he's good. Because we had lost a lot of boxers. We lost boxers to car accidents, bicycle accidents, and all sorts of accidents and incidents outside the ring, let alone inside the ring. So we should be worried when we hear things that happen outside the ring with these fighters, because it's a situation that none of us wish on any of these fighters, no matter how much we criticize them and things like that. Even if we dislike a fighter, we don't want anything like that to happen outside the ring. You know what I mean? Salvador Sanchez, yes. And I was a buck, when Salvador Sanchez passed and stuff. Just like with James Schuller. James Schuller was another one. Look at Chico Corral. It's like we can go on. We can do a whole segment about that, BB. I think we should save that for a segment. It could be a segment on Roll with the Punches podcast when we could talk about all the fighters who we lost in accidents and things like that. Salute to my motherfucking guy. Yes, my brother, old school, salute to you. Welcome to the OG Night Hub. I'm at to get you in here on that. We're going to be doing the talking. We can really go there because it's coffee and donuts. I want to be a little smoother in the morning time to make your day a little more smoother, not being as rough with it. You know what I mean? So when I want to be rough and tough without my apple puff, I'm coming over here and I'm letting it all out. We be putting it all on the table. We get real critical on here. This is where we're going to say this is more of the correct political talk of boxing and everything else that we're going to talk about on this show. But definitely, hopefully, we lost a lot of fighters in accidents. And I think we should do that one day, BBO. Whenever you set a date for it, I think that'd be a good segment to pay homage to a lot of professional fighters that we lost in car accidents and incidents and things like that. I think that'd be real dope. And I mean, even some that we lost to the sport, but they didn't actually lose their life. They paralyzed. They're paraplegic right now. Paul Williams, a few other guys. So I think that's something that we should put together at the right time and talk about that, because it's a very, dangerous situation, and we don't wish that on any of these guys. As much as I hate Keyshawn Davis, I don't like Keyshawn Davis. I don't wish nothing on Keyshawn Davis except for somebody serve him an ass whipping. And I don't think he's going to get that when he fights Jermaine Ortiz, which I think I've been thinking about that fight. Now, I haven't went back and watched Jermaine one of his old fights or anything. I don't really think I need to do that. I think I see that whenever you want to do it, bro, you just set it up and roll with the punches, man. And we going to give the boxing community something dope. One thing about Sports Talk Network and a few other content creators, we bring subjects up that people don't even think about or don't even touch on, and that's what makes us unique. And we're going to keep on doing that. Everybody that's a part of Sports Talk Network will represent Sports Talk Network in that manner. And I think that's very important. Very important. A lot of fighters we have lost. But now getting to some boxing talk. Now getting back to the women's card. I love Amanda Serrano. Shout out to that young lady Tellers. She took that fight on a 2-week notice, and that was the first time of me hearing of that young lady. And hey, I would like to see her in the ring again. I would like to see it. She has a nice little jab, and she was game. She liked to get in there in the phone booth, and she likes to get dirty. That's down Amanda Serrano's alley. We know Amanda Serrano. You know, she don't mind getting tagged. You know, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you with some more. So shout out to Telly for putting up a good fight and lasted 12 rounds. Keyshawn needs to fight either De Los Santos and Andy Cruz. Yes, well, I'm old school. He needs to fight some damn body because, in my honest opinion, Keyshawn Davis fact manufactured. He haven't really showed me anything yet. I really don't know how good he is because he hasn't really been tested. You know, with everything that he's done, his toughest opponent was Nair Albright. Nair Albright was even tougher than what's name that he took the damn belt from. You know, so Keyshawn Davis, with all the extra credit that he's getting and all that, he needs to do some more. I'm not sold on him yet, and I think when he gets in there with one of those guys, he's not gonna look like the Keyshawn Davis that he's been looking like. You know, and I don't think this young man is focused enough. He's easy to get up under his skin. So what's going on, Thomas Hill? Welcome to the OG Night Hub. Salute to you, Mr. Thomas Hill on Chills. How you feeling, man, on this early late Monday? You know what I mean? But yeah, we definitely gonna see that. So I don't know. So, you know, I think Jermaine Ortiz is gonna put up a good fight. Do I expect Keyshawn to defeat him? It's a possibility. I wouldn't rule it all the way in because Jermaine Ortiz can box. And some people still think that Jermaine Ortiz beat Lomachenko. Some people really think he did. I like Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz kind of not style-wise, but because people don't know too much about him, he gives you it's like Lamont Roach, he's actually a little gooder than what he appears to be. And I think that's the case with Jermaine Ortiz. So I think and I hope that he's going to be ready for Keyshawn Davis. This will be Keyshawn Davis' first fight back in the ring and how long. So and I think he's only going to fight him this one time at 40, then he's moving up to 47. I don't know how good and how long Keyshawn Davis is going to last at 147 pounds. Which is another thing I want to get into because now we need some movement going around in the weight classes because it's like musical chairs. One night a weight class is lit, then the next thing you know, the weight class is a goddamn ghost town. So we know 147 is not like that right now, but it looked like there are guys who's decent at 140 that most likely will be moving up to 147. A lot of boxing fans, I think they like that. So I'm waiting to see. But this is the reason why I will always come out and say, hey, get rid of some of these weight classes so these fighters won't keep having to do that. Because while, you know, take one fight at a weight class and then you're going up. And listen, if these guys ain't trying to conquer as many weight classes as Manny Pacquiao has, Don't be jumping around the weight classes or just one fight, then you moving up to another weight class because I don't know why they doing it, but okay, we'll see. We'll see how that works out for them. But that normally work out for the superstars. That don't work out for, the one-of-the-mill guys or guys who's Broadway starlight. That works out for the superstars, and he's not no damn superstar. He's not even a star at all. Keyshawn Davis is not a superstar or a damn star. So I don't know. I think he needs to slow down on 147 and see what he can do at 40. But if he want to take this one fight against Jermaine Ortiz at 40 and then go up to 47, I'm questioning if the man is ducking someone at 140 because there's no goddamn way you miss weight at 35, then you say you're going to 40, and then within a year later, now you say you want to take one fight at 40 and you're going to 147. Oh, he's going for big fights, huh? What's a big fight? Oh, he's trying to go up there and fight Devin Haney. That fight ain't going to generate no damn money. Do I sound like a hater already? Just imagine it. Keyshawn Davis fighting Devin Haney. And if it does come into fruition, it better not have anything that sound like pay-per-view to it. That's one thing I'm saying right now. They need to start putting some of these fights on national television again, like my brother BBO. They all covered it tonight on the Sports Talk. On Roll with the Punches podcast. Boxing needs to do that, and I think these fighters, especially today's fighters, they need to experience that. I think a lot of these fighters, and I think this is the part of the reason why I said they should, pull back on pay-per-view. Because they still being disrespectful to the prices, and you know how much money we all have spent with Floyd and them. But and there wasn't enough national television fights. And these new age dudes, they need that. They need to learn and need to know how it was coming up. When we can see Ali and all these guys fight on national television for titles and for a title, and there ain't no damn pay-per-view price to it. I think these fighters of today would appreciate that a little more than going with the straight. Oh, I'm just straight going for the big person, this, that, and the other, because you can be going for the big person but don't get a good turnout. And we know a lot of these fighters are not big guys at the gate. They are not they ain't doing a lot of pulling in at the gate. So a lot of them can use a lot of just fighting on free TV. They need that. All these dudes who think they pay per view and they need all this money. I need to make 20 mil. I need to, all this dumb nonsense, 10 mil, and you ain't even making that. You put their asses on national television, because putting these guys on national television will let us know if they pay-per-view worthy or not. Isn't that the reason why pay-per-view actually got started? Because we seen how successful and what the ratings was on national TV when they was putting these fights together. Pay-per-view don't exist without national exposure. I see y'all talking about Karen, the high risk, low reward. Dev ain't fighting him. Hey, I see what y'all got going on in the chat. I like that. And you know what? Someone spoke about Karen recently. And I like Karen. Karen is nice. Y'all can say what you want, trying to downplay Karen or even try to, downplay Boots, but ain't nobody been doing nothing to Karen lately. He is a tough customer. Yeah, he is a tough customer, and I think he's a damn problem. Why hasn't nobody called Karen out at 147? Oh, they talking about boogeyman. Could we be talking about the boogeyman at 147? Could this be the boogeyman at 147? And damn sure it ain't the guy we think it is. I think that's the low key boogeyman at 147. Hey, why ain't nobody calling Karen out? Yeah, and everybody was talking about, criticized Boots on both of his performances with Karen. But if Karen was so much, not so much, why ain't nobody call him out? Hey, I think he is. I'm going to go on record right now on Night Hub, the first episode of the OG Night Hub 2026. Since everybody want to talk about boogeyman, I'm declaring Karen as the boogeyman at 147. No, not Devin Hayes. Because why ain't nobody calling Karen out? But Boots got criticized so much for fighting Karen, but ain't nobody trying to take that risk though, huh? Let's talk about it. High risk, low reward. But this the whole thing, Tommy Hill on chills. See, when you're a warrior and you're a true competitor, you ain't worrying about that. Cause see, that reward, that low reward is going to spin the block on you one day, and it's going to give you everything that you want. It's going to give you everything that you want. And what these fighters and a lot of boxing fans don't understand, you got to take those risks. You can't just kind of keep going around and, chucking and jabbing and trying to slide into, the high reward, because we got fighters out here trying to get a high reward with barely no damn risk. Don't we have that going on in the sport of boxing right now? We got a lot of guys that want a high reward and take damn near no risk. But this is how we know you really like that, because you're willing to take any risk, no matter how high or how low the risk is. You're taking it, you're calculating it, and you're doing your thing. And next thing you know, everybody's saying, hey, pay that man. Everybody's saying pay him. Look at him. He's getting in the ring. He's taking all risk. This is what we want to see out of fighters. Taking all risk so you can get the high reward. You have to be worthy of the high reward. How do you get worthy of the high reward? By taking a low risk or no goddamn reward. But you out there, night out, night in, and you doing your damn thing. You got to start from the bottom to get to the damn top. These dudes want to come and just be on the top and don't know nothing about the bottom until they ass hit rock bottom or somebody put them on their bottom. You understand what I'm saying? Until they hit rock bottom or somebody put them on their bottom. And they say on the Mayweather plan, ain't none of them jokers on the Mayweather plan. And I don't want to keep hearing that. I heard too much of that in 25. Don't keep doing that. And trying to throw Floyd under the bus. Floyd is not the reason that you can't keep saying that Floyd put the work in, y'all. Exactly. Everybody want to be Mayweather. And a lot of pickle pullers want to keep on saying these fighters is the next Mayweather. I'm tired of these fighters. Ain't even the next version of them goddamn selves. I don't care what similarities I see. They ain't Mayweather. None of them. None of them. They can't come close. They can't even be Mayweather's shadow. That's what I'm gonna start pushing. Y'all, whoever think they the man at 147, fight Karen. Karen is the boogeyman. I'm starting trouble. Karen is the boogeyman at 147. Nobody's calling him out. Now I'm going to say something to you guys that I mentioned back in 25. And this, when we talk about who's daring to be great, or who we capping about that's daring to be great, y'all don't know who's daring to be great. I'm gonna tell you who's daring to be great. Those guys that's getting into the ring with these guys and they know when they don't have a chance to beat them. The guys that know that they going in the ring with a disadvantage and knowing that they most likely going to lose are the guys that's daring to be great. But no, when we talk about daring to be great, we want to keep talking about the wholesale names. We keep talking about Devin Haney, Terrence Crawford, these guys. But what about the guys who fight all these goddamn dudes? Not the other big name guys, but the other guys. Yeah, see, these is the guys that, like, when they say Devin Haney's daring to be great, I would say every opponent that Devin Haney fought outside the big name was daring to be goddamn great. See, I like to pull out the other parts of boxing that people don't talk about. The ones who know they ain't that damn good. They know how good they are. They know they ain't good enough to get in the ring. They know they not on the same, they not an A or B level. They know they a C- level guy. But they going in there for a damn payday. That's what you call a damn journeyman. Hey, I appreciate you coming through, M.O.C. I see you tomorrow, bro. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Huh? That's something that we need to talk about this year in 2026. We need to talk about the unappreciated. We need to talk about the unappreciated, y'all. And the unappreciated is all those guys who got out there and took those damn risks and didn't get a low reward. We don't talk about those guys. But we got these big dudes. They ain't trying to take no damn risks like that. So I think the guys that's there to be great is the guys who, the guys that we never considered great. But these the guys that was getting in the ring, and they the reason why these guys, you know, has a win on their resume. Nobody never talks about that part because, daring to be great is only about winners. No, daring to be great is for losers too. I'm gonna say it again. Daring to be great is for losers too. Look at it. But we don't never point these guys out. We just, oh well, you know, he's just another body on so and so resume. We don't never really look into that. That's what a journeyman is. Not because he ain't that good. Them journeymen is the reason why these guys is where they at. And I think the journeymen should get more respect on a damn name. Because they the ones that's actually taking a damn risk. Why you think we always say, oh man, so-and-so getting in there with a nobody, and most likely that is a nobody. But they taking that damn risk. We don't never look at that part. We want to clown them. Then we want to give these fighters that we like to talk about so damn much, we want to give them extra damn credit. What about giving the other guys credit who know they ain't had no damn chance to win? But they got in the ring and ain't even getting paid good for it. Shout out to those guys. That's who daring to be great. Journeyman. Shit. Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. I want y'all to all, take a deep inhale and think about that for a minute. Why we don't talk about the journeyman? Why boxing don't talk about the journeyman? They're very unsung. They are the unsung version of boxing. They need their damn flowers and their credit. Think about that. What you think, Tommy Hill? How that sound to you? We don't talk about the journeyman. We always just downplay the journeyman. We can't downplay those guys. We can't downplay those guys at all. It's not fair enough. But they the ones that's making the guys we always talking about resume. See, man, in the building, what's up, bro? Welcome to the OG Night Hub, first episode 2026. I will be dropping these every night. They're gonna be easy to do. It gets real crazy over here, you know. Right now, I'm talking about journeymen. See, man, I think the journeymen are the guys who are daring to be great. See, they're the ones who dare to be great, the ones who never wind up being great. But they're part of the reason why we say some people are daring to be great. But these are the guys who always got in the ring and knew how far their chances of winning was going to be. But they still got in the ring no matter what. And I think they the ones that's daring to be great. Because everybody that's daring to be great you're not going to wind up being great. It's a great effort. But everybody that's daring to be great, do they become great? Hey, don't answer that one time. Everybody that's daring to be great, do they become great? No. Let's just be honest. Let's not play no games with that. Thank you, C-Man. No. So that's why we need to think a little deeper on ish when we talk about the sport of boxing, because there's too many people that's getting credit they don't deserve. But there's a whole nother side of it, and those people don't get recognized. The only thing he's just a body on somebody's resume, but we giving that person credit, but not this person. Come on, man. Because a lot of times these journeymen already know when they get in the ring. A lot of these journeymen interview a journeyman. Interview a retired journeyman is going to keep it real. They already be knowing the program. They already know that they going in there to be a fluff on somebody's goddamn resume. They know it. But they getting in there anyways. They getting in there anyways. What y'all talking about? Are we going to continue to talk boxing, or are we going to continue to play around with it? The only time I play around with boxing is undisputed. And this year it'll be the same. And this year it'll be another year, another day at the office where people like myself, yourself, the STN squad, and a few other good ones is going to go against the grain and have to lay the reality of belt buckle to ass of fakeism. Yeah, so, yeah, you're right, C-Man. You are definitely right about that. But see, like I said, they don't want to touch on these parts of boxing. They want to keep things under the rug and don't bring up things. They got to talk about every aspect of boxing. Not just the upside and not just what's in the middle, but you got to talk about what's up under the rug. That's why, and people say, well, you know, look at Hall of Fame. And they think it takes so much to get into the Hall of Fame where, hey, if you satisfy a crowd or a group of people enough, they're going to get you in there. But do you have to have a certain amount of wins, you know, a certain amount of unifications? No, you don't have to have any of that, because you do have fighters that's in the Hall of Fame for getting belt strapped laid the ass more than laying belt strapped the ass. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it's gonna be a worse crash out year for these YouTubers. See, man, we gonna see it before the money's out. Now look, I'm gonna show you somebody. I was watching the women's card this weekend. Once again, shout out to man, somebody. Shout out to that damn card. And It was something I seen. Ebony Bridges came back into the ring from being laid off for about 2 years. She had a baby and all that. The blonde, the blonde bomb. You know what I mean? She didn't look too impressive. To be honest with you, she didn't look too impressive. But they gave her the win, but her opponent was in there and she was on her top. So these fighters gotta learn how to stay busy too. Yeah. So this is why I say, yeah. Shit, you might be able to put it out before then, see, man. You might be able to do that 6 months in. You might be able to do that 6 months in. Because we know how these moist meter sensitive people are. And they're going to continue to do so. And hopefully for their sake, there's going to be a bad year with boxing. DS in the building. What's going on, my guy? Welcome to the OG Night Hub. I can't wait to see what's going to actually plan out here in this year 2026. All right. And this is January. We got boxing throughout the month. And I know we can't wait till the 31st. I was pleased this weekend with the women. Keep doing anything. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But there's a young lady. I think she's been managed. I don't know if Serrano is actually promoting female fighters, but there was a young lady on her card named Rosada. I don't know if y'all watched the female card, but there's one young lady on there named Rosada. Very pretty girl. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, it was my first time seeing her fight. But at the weigh-in, at the press conference, I'm like, this little pretty girl gonna get her little ass whipped. Man, that girl can box. She got that damn result. She can box, man. This is why I think another reason. Hopefully, we get a lot of more women boxing in 2026. We get a lot of more women boxing in 2026. We got some good fights, a good amount of fights in 25. But I want to see more of women's boxing this year in 2026, and I think they did a good job last year, but I want to see more this year because every time I turn around, see, man, they sleeping on women's boxing, yo. For the diehard men, y'all just being chauvinists. Y'all better start giving women boxing some damn play, man. They might not be deep in numbers, but they got some nice stuff in there. You know what I mean? It was a good call, I always do. And I like what they did with the prims. The prelims was males. The main card was the females. I like the way that they did that. That was a good night of boxing. And, the prelims was pretty good with the guys. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Puerto Rico, man. We're starting to see, and it's been a while since I actually seen two Puerto Ricans in the ring fighting each other. So that was decent too, see, man. I love that. That was a good thing. But yeah, I forgot the young lady's first name, but she's definitely nice. These dudes rather talk about male fighters to get their penis hard, shaking my head. Yeah, see, man. The hell they got going on with that goofy stuff, bruh? Pickle pulling at its best, man. Pickle pulling at its best. Mm-hmm. It's sad. It's definitely sad. But yeah, me too. See, man. That's why we on different time than a lot of these people. That's why we on a different time than a lot of these people. Um, but I want to see. Damn, I gotta pull up the boxing schedule because we got some fights this weekend too. I think I gotta see who's fighting this weekend. But I'm waiting. I can't wait to see how this fight is going to turn out with Jermaine Ortiz and Coleslaw Davis. I can't wait to see that. Yeah, definitely. Different and better. You know what I mean? Different and better. See, man, you did an awesome job in 25, brother. Awesome job. Mm-hmm. That's right. Shout out to Keith Cologne, who to me and for me was best newcomer of the year. Keith Cologne, newcomer of the year, in my opinion. I like Keith Cologne a lot. Shout out to Keith Cologne. He comes through when he can. He kicks it with us. So you know we behind Keith Cologne. STN is behind Keith Cologne. Sports Talk Network is behind Keith Cologne. He's nice, man. He's definitely nice. That's right. And Matias fight this weekend too. That's right. That is this weekend. I wasn't sure. I thought it was next weekend. It was a different card this weekend. But that's gonna be pretty dope too. We gonna see what Matias is going to do. And y'all already know what's next after that. He gets past his opponent. What's next with Matias? What we want to see Matias do? Who we want to see Matias against in 2026? Because we didn't get to see Matias, at least for myself. I didn't get to see Matias against someone that I actually wanted to see him fight in 25. So hopefully we get him in the ring with someone that we want to see him in the ring with. Oh, you gonna be at the weigh-in? Oh, that's dope, bro. That's dope. Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate you on that one, bro. Keep doing your thing. On your beat there, that's dope. That's dope. But yeah, I like Keith Cologne. I think Keith Cologne is one of those guys. We already know. We already put in thinking and knowing, you know, with confidence that he's going to be one of those guys. I like Keith Cologne a lot. I like him a lot. So if they don't know about him, they're going to see it. And I know he's going to stay more busy this year. And he stayed pretty busy in 2025. He stayed pretty busy. I'm just saying, off the top of my head, I don't know if BBO or one of the brothers is still in here from STN, but I think 2025, I think Cologne fought about 4 or 5 times. If anybody's in here, how many fights did Keith Cologne have in 25? But he had a nice amount of fights. I know they were between 3 to 5 fights that I can remember. So he's been pretty busy. So, yeah. And I noticed we might see a surge 3. All right, cool. That's busy enough. You know, that's what we want to see, man. We want to see these guys at least fight 3. We'll take 2. But, you know, we can get guys on the average doing between 3. 3 is good. But if you're doing above 3, if you're doing between 4 and 5, that's letting us know how hungry you really are. and how much you keep yourself in shape. But that's still a good amount of numbers because we got guys that only average 3 fights in 2 years. So, to fight 3 times in 1 year, when we have guys that fight, the 14 fights in 2 years, that's dope. And I'm glad that we're starting to see that with this generation of fighters. I noticed it. And maybe I've been paying attention to it a little more than usual, but I'm starting to see that with this generation of fighters, you have some fighters that's getting in there and getting those fights. They adding it up. They adding it up, getting that experience up, getting that ring for getting familiar with that ring, every 4 corners of it. So I think that's pretty good, and it keeps a fighter's sharpness up also. If guys are fighting at least 3 times a year, it keeps the fighting sharpness up in between training and getting sharp, sharpening your skills up for doing training. But it definitely does keep their fight sharpness up. Yeah, I'm not gonna make this long. I'm about to this gonna be about an hour and a half flat, about an hour and a couple extra minutes flat. So the first couple of nights I'm gonna do about an hour, and then as things pick up, they pick up, and as I bring on more topics, it may be a 2-hour show, but I'm at least gonna try to stick in the hour realm, no more than an hour and 5 minutes, because I still gotta come on in the morning too. So yeah, and I think this is a good way to for people who can't catch me in the morning. A lot of people be up at night, so yeah, but it's gonna be a different version now. If I could bring you a different version, I don't know how much of a version I could bring you with me being the way that I am. Unless I put on a damn suit and be like, welcome to the OG Night Hub, and I am your host, Crush the Make It Freaking Legend. Getting my Brian Gumbo vibe, you know what I mean? Oh, don't make me do it, turn the cam on, start doing shows with a shirt and tie on. They gonna be like, what's wrong with you, Crushy? You talking boxing, or you about to go to church or something? But yeah, I'm not gonna keep y'all long. Y'all gotta get y'all rest. I just wanted to loosen this up, get some oil on it, and we're gonna have an awesome year in 2026 with Sports Talk Network, bringing you the OG Night Hub. So this is for when, normally guys from Sports Talk Network not doing a night show, but to keep a night show running these 5 to 6 days, I think I can handle that. And you guys can come on over here to the OG Night Hub and OG this shit. Because this is for us. This is for y'all. This is not just for me. So I appreciate y'all coming out on the first episode of the OG Night Hub. Looking forward to more nights of this, more different subjects, boxing talk at its grittiest. So we're gonna get the year started. And hey, it's been about a dope hour with you guys, and like I said, we're gonna get this thing talking, and maybe I can try to bring some guests on to the OG Night Hub. That's something I'm going to be working on. I'll probably be able to get some assessments, some access to some guys, some fighters and stuff, trainers or whoever, around midnight hour. So I will be working on that. So salute to everybody that came in. My man C-Man Ruffin. If you have not subscribed to the new Duck Zone podcast, you do not know what you're missing. So make sure y'all check him out. He comes on 8 a.m. right after I'm done with coffee and donuts in the morning. Y'all make sure y'all check out the new Duck Zone podcast with the Chop It Up session with my man C-Man Ruffin. One of my favorite podcasts, and it was the best morning podcast of 2025, in my humble and honest opinion. So C-Man gets the best early podcast on YT, in my opinion. and beat out all the other top morning podcast shows. Even mine, and that's no problem. I don't have no problem with that. Shout out to DS coming through. DS, we gonna turn this thing up, and I know you're gonna be able to turn up. My brother BBO, everybody that came through tonight. My man Will, old school. My man Tommy Hill. I'm going to have the co-host in here on the OG Night Hub. We're going to have them in here. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for more the OG Night Hub. And don't forget, Coffee and Donuts is still going to be lit. So y'all look out for it. I will be back in the morning for Coffee and Donuts for grown-ups around 6 o'clock sharp. So y'all make sure y'all tune in, and we're gonna continue these great talks and discussions that we having on boxing, entertainment, and life itself. This has been another hot broadcast by Sports Talk Network, the OG Night Hub, with yours truly, the Master of the Ceremony, Crush, the Make a Freaking Legend. Salute to everybody. Tell a friend. They come through at night, you ain't got nothing to do, and everybody else go off. We on into the crack of dawn. Appreciate y'all. Number high vibes, high frequency, progress, and more success in 2026. Make sure you be up in the mix and you don't miss out. And you're going to have to be on the searching route. We should be where we want to be or close to it by now. Let's go, people. Let's keep doing what we're doing, pushing forward. Appreciate you all. STN, TWT, JBT, everybody that's talking about boxing. Salute to y'all, and I will see y'all in the AM. There you go.